Hi there, this is an orthographic drawing from an isometric from the 0979 Spec 2023 paper. The question states, an isometric view of a model bus shelter is shown below. The model is made out of 6mm foam board sheet with a styrofoam roof. So you've got all the measurements there. It says complete the orthographic views of the bus shelter on a scale of 1 to 2. So we're going to have to change those measurements. So 1 to 2 means we're halving all the measurements. So just going through and halving all of these measurements. 10 becomes 5, 30 becomes 15, 10 becomes 5, 30 becomes 15, 40 becomes 20, 60 becomes 30, 20 becomes 10, 20 becomes 10, and then changing these so that you don't get confused when you're doing the question. So that's all done, and this one, 20. Then looking at what you're given the plan view, which is going to be the roof, front view, and you've got one window on the side, so it's going to be here, and the side view from here, but you can see the bus stop sign and that end. So the first thing to do is to just use what you've given first. So you know that the roof is from here, so that's going to come down to there because that's the roof width. And then you've got the building here, and you've got actually the roof from here, so you know how high the roof is. Just using what you've got without even looking at the measurements, you can start to see where you are. And the bottom of the bus stop sign, and the windows look to be the same height, but we can check that you've got the thickness there. The thickness says here it's 6, but obviously because we're on a scale of 1 to 2, that's going to be 3. So I could finish these lines up. That's the outside of there, and then the thickness, that area there. So we've got this coming up and across and down, and then you've got a wall on the other side. The easiest thing to do is a plan, because you know that's 30, a distance of 30. So measuring 30 and doing that vertical, which will come down to here. And you know the top of the roof starts here, and the bottom of the roof starts here, and the top is here, so you know that's the point here. So you can draw that in. So you've got the roof, you've got the top. From here across to where it goes up, it's 20, 40, 50. So adding all of those up, I can measure that. So measuring 50, so I've got a starting point, so I can extend this line along and then measure 50. That makes sense. So that's the outside wall. Then we've got this section here. We know that that is 8 high, so I can extend that up a bit and measure that. So working from one side to the other, measuring 8mm. Doing the horizontal, and this distance here, so you've got 8 high, and you've got this distance here to the end, and you can see we know that that is a thickness of material, so that is going to be 3. So drawing that up, we know the distance to the bench is 20, so we can mark that out. but it's actually 10 because it's half of that. So that's the outside edge of the bench, and we know it's 10 high. And that's to the bottom of the bench, and we know it's 3 millimetres thick. Would be to the top. So that's the bench done. And then we know that's 30 to this outside wall from the other side. That's there. And we know over here we've got the window. So the window is 15 from the bottom and then 20 high. And then we know it's 5 in from either side. That's the window. We've got the sign to do, it's just here, you'd see the end of it, but you've got to see it on the plan view. And you need to know how far out this goes, so you can just measure it from the one that's existing. So just do vertical. And that is 8.5, just about 9. Let's just do from that 8.5. And then you've got to do the final part. So you've got the roof, you've got the window, you've got the side. Just to do this final part here, which I'm going to assume that it's the same size because it's not given a measurement, and that's a little bit unclear. But so that's going to be thickness of material. I'll do a vertical there. So you've got your 3 different views of your bus stop.